What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Wingin podcast. I got with me Jack. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. Taking this Monster Hunter break.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Before I get to my little Monster Hunter spiel, tonight, if you notice, Andre, the Game Idea guy, is not with us because the missus is her water broke, so she's going into labor. So we're wishing them a easy, nice, calm, relaxing. Okay, that's not the words I should be using, but y'all get the idea.
Yeah.
A nice,
A
easy,
healthy delivery.
healthy
There you
delivery.
go.
Yes, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you for finishing because I don't know how to talk. So, that being said, we got a lot of stuff on tap because we had a nice little weird week in gaming. Before that, rest in peace to DMX.
Yeah, man.
The big dog passed away this week. If you don't know who DMX is, we have Google for a reason. But he was a integral in the hip hop scene, especially in the 90s and early 2000s. He had a couple of very good movies, very good films.
Really did.
He really wasn't that bad of an actor, actually.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
The other thing too is he was probably one of the best fighters in Def Jam. That's not even a lie. And y'all know if you know, you know.
Yeah, and on top of that, from the things I've seen, celebrate what that man's done and stop looking at that man's negative. We all got our flaws and we all, been through our troubles. So that man's provided so much happiness and peace, whether it was through music, whether it was through his words, his poetry, his prayers, and then also, like I said, like you said, video games and movies, entertainment in general.
Yeah.
Like, so I think that should be celebrated versus what most like to bring up.
Yeah, and don't do that because you don't make yourself look good. You make yourself look like an ass. All right, respect the dead, man, and then we'll leave it at that. So, you want to start with Sony or you want to start with my Sony? Which one you want to start
with? You know what? Let's start off with Sony first. Let's do that.
Okay. So, all right. I'm sorry, man. I think this is funny. This is funny to me. So Sony is planning to remaster The Last of Us 1, the very first one, again. This ain't the first time they did this.
It's not.
I don't
get it. I don't.
Why? Why? I mean, why?
The only excuse I've seen is because of that whole HBO thing, and even then, I don't think it suffices. Just tell people to go play the remaster. That's it. And then if you're going to have a different crowd that watches that type of stuff on HBO, they may not even gravitate to the game.
Yeah, because most people like that don't do that. Like, if you think everybody that watches superhero movies read comics, I'm telling you they don't, because they ask me questions all the damn time.
I'm one of them. I watch movies before I watch the comic. I mean, read the comics. Like,
And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm just trying to understand here what the point is outside of, okay, we're doing this. I'm guessing to I'm guessing to get some more cachet for the series, but I thought the series was doing well anyway.
It is.
They don't need to do that. And if you're gonna do it, why don't you just do it for 2 and not 1, or do it for both of them? I don't know.
From my understanding, there were a lot of, I guess, quality of life things that was in 2 that wasn't in 1 that they could possibly add into 1. For me, honestly, I think it's going to be a bundled situation because it's going to be a mixture of 1, 2, and factions. Because I don't think they're trying to remake factions for 2. So the only way that to bring factions back that makes sense is to bring this remaster back.
I mean, that's the only thing I hope that makes sense. It's just funny to me. And now people are upset. And okay, I understand them being upset. I understand, but once again, nobody's putting a gun to your head and making you buy it. So if you don't want to buy it, don't buy it. Yeah. That's the only way. That's the only way. If you really want your thoughts to be heard, yelling about it on Twitter ain't gonna get it. You gotta not buy it.
That's the only thing that's easy for them to do, opposed to trying to deny the purchase, because they know they'll purchase it. But for any fan, I mean, I understand it because some were not fans of the story of Last of Us 2. So to them, it kind of seems like it's been a while. since they've had a decent Last of Us. But then I've heard from most people in the Twitter sphere that I guess they kind of feel like Naughty Dog is wasting their time and talent to where they could be doing something different opposed to more Last of Us.
Yeah. Here's the thing about Naughty Dog. Naughty Dog, to me, when they made that statement a few years back, where, well, we're going to focus on mature games. I'm like, when they said that, I'm like, you do realize that a lot of people still love y'all other offerings that were actually not bad.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you mean? Because a good story is a good story regardless.
Right.
I tell people that all the time. Just because you got an M stamped on your box cover does not make your story mature.
Right.
Perfect example, Wind Waker.
Right.
Wind Waker looks like a Saturday morning cartoon. Play that game, please, and you'll have nightmares.
Exactly.
I promise you.
Exactly.
Because that game gets dark real quick. So it's one of those situations where, okay, yeah, I get what you're saying, Naughty Dog, but you still got a lot of fans of stuff, of your old stuff, that you can actually do something with.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like they kind of went to the whole cinematic thing, and I think that's what they're going to continue to do. I don't know if they're trying to take the Kojima route and try to get into Hollywood, but I think, okay, so I'm kind of two ways with Last of Us being a TV series. One, it has a good enough story to where it can happen. But then two, this is post Walking Dead, to where this shit's burnt out. Like,
the genre is not what you think it is, because people get burnt out on stuff like this. I don't know why people don't believe that. It happens a lot. People get burned out on if it's oversaturated and you're not doing that. Like, people fault stuff like Sharknado and stuff like that, but Sharknado is campy and stupid. So people don't have a problem. People are they know not to take that seriously because you're supposed to not take it seriously. But Walking Dead, they kind of want you to take it seriously.
Exactly.
They kind of want you to take it, like that. So when you got another one that does the exact same thing, there's no other way to say it, because The Last of Us is basically The Road mixed with The Walking Dead. That's why I was like, the first game, I was like, this isn't anything unique. I'm like, I've seen all these tropes before. Matter of fact, the tropes that they were doing, like, it was done better in Walking Dead, but okay. So, I mean, the only thing that was different was the cordyceps thing, but I'm like, they're still zombies.
Right. And that's what that whole apocalyptic zombie outbreak is been beat to the ground. It's just like, at this point, it's one of those things to where we kind of have to see, is it worth it? And then also you look at it from Microsoft side too. I mean, they have, what was it? Not Left 4 Dead. Is it Left 4 Dead? Yeah, it's Left.
Yeah, it's Left 4 Dead.
They have another series that's getting ready to have a part 3. But that's dealing around survival in zombies, and it's just this whole this post-apocalyptic nonsense. It's getting played out.
Yeah, because you have to do something different with it. I mean,
exactly.
I give Darksiders props, because Darksiders, they talk about basically the end of the world, Armageddon, via the religious, how it was in the Bible, how it was laid out in the Bible. That's where they're coming with it from. But most of these other ones, they're not doing that. There's not anything interesting. It's exactly, it's this. We're not going to call them zombies, but clearly they're zombies, and we're gonna have our story around these certain characters, but it starts to all look the same.
Right. Yep. I mean, it's kind of one of those things too. I mean, I'm pretty sure we're gonna jump into it. And to mention the game I was talking about, State of Decay. So So what I think with Last of Us, you have the part 2, and you're trying to do this whole show spinoff or whatever, right? You just shut down, from what they're saying, there will be no what is it? Why am I blanking on this game? Because I'm actually playing Days Gone. There won't be a Days Gone 2. Because I was saying to myself, how does this and Last of Us coexist? Because they're damn near the same game. Like, the whole apocalyptic nonsense. You got zombies. You got different people around with different factions and things of that nature. Like, it's all the same damn thing. And, now there won't be a Days Gone 2. But I thought Days Gone would have eventually taken over where Last of Us went the Hollywood route. I mean, it's very possible to do so, but now that 2 is shut down, I don't know what they're going to do at this point.
Yeah, I don't either. I wish there was a way to for us to like. I don't know. I'm one of those guys. I love like all different types of games, but like the problem is especially during the HD generation, it's just been okay. What did that guy do? Did that team make it popular? Yeah. Okay, we got to do exactly what they did. Do exactly what they did, and it's like, no, man, do something else because you're making it all come out the same, and we're seeing it on TV, and we're playing it, and we're seeing it at the movie theater. At some point, people just gonna be like, "Look, man, I don't want to watch it. I don't want to do this no more. You have to do something different."
Yeah, you gotta do something different with it, right?
And they're not doing that.
At this point, it's kind of like the same thing in the shooting genre.
Yeah,
I mean, Call of Duty and Battlefield got it locked up. I don't know too many people that can come in and even stake claim in that field. But at that point, they figured out what they need to do. They got their fan base, and so they're walking with it. It was the same thing on the PC side with the whole MMO situation. World of Warcraft took off. And anything else that comes in, it might get some attention, but it's not staying as long as World of Warcraft. That's just what it is. Fortnite, we talked about this with PUBG and Fortnite. PUBG was the first one out the gate, but Fortnite was the one that had the appeal.
Yep.
It's always going to be one that stays around to keep the genre alive, but it seems like no one's kind of done that zombie thing yet. Most will say Resident Evil, but even then, it's not like they're consistent.
Yeah.
So,
and even Resident Evil, they're trying to change it up a little bit.
Exactly.
Because once again, it gets stale, and when it gets stale, there ain't nothing you can do about it.
Right.
So, hey, y'all let us know in the comments what y'all think. Like, because at this point, I'm just tired of that. Period. Like, I just want them to do something fun with it.
Right. Exactly.
And they're not doing that. Oh, what's up, Sam Storm, man?
Well, I mean, Sunset Overdrive did
Sunset Overdrive. Sunset Overdrive did, but they went at the Call of Duty crowd and put the game on the wrong system.
That's the bad thing about it.
If they would have put that on, PlayStation or Nintendo, it would have sold. I promise you, it would have sold. You can't put that on a Microsoft system where that base is that crowd and they take offense and umbrage to that, to you making fun of them, because that's exactly what happened. Them folks got mad.
That's that Call of Duty Halo crowd. You're not going to appeal to them.
Yeah, and on top of that, you're not going to make fun of us. And they made fun of them in both trailers. And I was like, I thought it was funny. I'm sorry, I thought the trailers was hilarious, but I'm like, you ain't finna make fun of them and think your game gonna sell if this is the only place you're putting it.
Right, exactly. Yep. I don't know. I don't know what Sony's gonna do at this point. I'm not one that jumps the gun early and says it's doom and gloom for them because of what they're doing. It's just, when it comes down to Last of Us and Days Gone, I mean, how long were you going to stretch it? Because honestly, I like the fact that we could cap off at 2, because I feel like Uncharted went way too long. Yeah. Like, Uncharted should have never seen a 4.
I mean, you've done your story, go somewhere else.
Exactly.
I'm like, go somewhere. You're not Star Wars,
right?
Just go somewhere else. I'm like, and they just should not have. To me, they should. You're right. They shouldn't have done that, because once again, we've already had examples of that in everything else. I'm like, all Uncharted is a more comedic Indiana Jones.
Yep. Because I mean, they all fall in that.
And that's not a knock. That is not a knock. So don't get mad. That's not a knock. That's just a fact. It's a more comedic. I like Nathan Drake. I'm just saying, like, he's funnier to me than Indiana is, but he's doing the same thing. He's a treasure hunter.
Exactly.
We already have Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider she's a treasure hunter. So all those games are basically, if they didn't have Indiana Jones, you could actually swap out Indiana Jones, put those characters there, and boom, you got an Indiana Jones movie.
Yeah, and that's why I'm curious about that too. I know that's not one of the things we're talking about, but I mean, Indiana Jones is coming in a couple of years.
Yeah, so I wouldn't even make an Indiana Jones game now. I wouldn't even do it.
I wouldn't either, because I mean, I think, to me, Uncharted, great game, great series. I played through all 4, beat all 4, but I think where it gets is claim to fame is because Tomb Raider was down. And I know people were looking for it because Tomb Raider was, when it was made, it was being made complete and utter trash. Like, it was a very buggy game. So Uncharted comes in with a great story, great gameplay, and then also great graphics, and you get, people love it. So now that Uncharted's gone, I would say Tomb Raider's gone at this point outside of that collection. You could, but don't wait too late to do it. And I got a feeling Indiana Jones is nowhere near release, like not even close.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So So moving on to a little bit brighter news. Little bit. So E3 news hit this week, and they have dates. It's going to be June 12th through the 15th, and a number of companies are planning to show to the digital E3 2021. Quick question: wasn't E3 supposed to be dead?
It's supposed to be.
I mean, I thought we weren't doing that. Out of these,
the pandemic, people said it was dead.
Yeah, so I'm like, yeah. I mean, okay. All right. So fangirl review. Hi Vicky, how you doing? So people, I'm going to invite her right now. Let's see if she shows up.
Yeah, she took a shot. I just I keep forgetting I have it on private chat, so I'm like, what is he talking about? But then I went to comments and I'm like, what up, Stan Storm? I didn't even see you up there, but yeah, she took another shot again. So, she was shooting last week too.
So I just sent her an invite. Let's see if she joins. Let's see if she joins. Let's see if Vicky joins. I just sent an invite, people. We'll see if she joins. Now back to E3. So E3 is back. E3 is back, and it's funny because once again, everybody's been saying E3 is dead. Everybody's been saying E3 is dead, and I'm like, okay, look, we still kind of need E3. we still kind of need E3. So. Hey, it is what it is. But I think it's okay. So now we're going. I'm not doing this.
I'm about to say, don't even look at it because she getting at you right now.
I'm not doing. You
won't never get your words out.
I know. Comment wars. So we it's funny because I thought everybody they were dead set. Like it needs to go away. Yada yada yada. So on and so forth. So.
What's the point of it? To be honest with you, unless you go, because anybody that I've ever spoke to that have attended E3 is that nice first time, and then after that first time, there's no reason to go because you gotta wait in line to play demos, and then you got a gang of people around you. I don't know about you, but I don't like a lot of people around me.
Yeah, so, I don't do large crowds. I don't do large closed spaces. In closed spaces, nah.
So when I'm at home, I'm looking at a schedule. They got me special access. I can watch the Treehouse. I can watch your little interview that you do with this team and this squad. And the only thing that would get better with that is if you told me, hey, this is a demo I can play alongside what I see at E3. That's the only way you make it better.
Hey everybody, Vicky joined.
Popped up with all the attitude right now.
Hey everybody, it's Vicky.
Hey, she
called my bluff.
Raggedy late invite. She said raggedy. not just a late invite, raggedy late invite.
My broken heart and hurt ego. My broken heart. Still my broken heart. She beat me like I'm John Walker and she's the Dora Milaje. I'm sorry. So how are you doing, Vicky?
I am good.
Awesome. I'm glad you're doing well. Any thoughts on E3 this year?
I mean, they're not doing it in person, right? Isn't it going to be all digital?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's fine. I mean, I don't think... surprisingly, there's a lot of conventions that are actually going on this year. Yeah. And I think I've seen on my timelines that people are going and everything. And I'm like, y'all see them numbers still, don't y'all?
Yeah.
What we doing in these streets? We are never. The pandemic will not end for the U.S. for another 2 to 5 years.
Yeah, because we hard-headed.
So go ahead, get your cosplay on and do what you're going to do.
Because one of the guys that I like watching RDC World, they're bringing back DreamCon, and I want to go to that, but I'm like, I ain't going this year. I'll just watch the digital. I'm not going this year, so I'll probably try to go next year if it's looking right. But I saw that. My only concern with E3 is, okay, they do the demos at the show. Are they going to let us demo some of these games? They probably not. So I'm like, Okay, what's the point? If y'all doing it, but that's the thing though. If y'all go, if you're saying it's gonna be the E3 experience for everybody, then
honestly,
are we getting demos or
honestly,
what?
the only thing I can think of, and this is just me, they've worked with E3 to kind of get an idea of how we can interact with this via internet, whether you have GameSpot do their thing, IGN do their thing, and it kind of gives you those exclusives like we're already used to viewing on YouTube for E3. But then when you talk about the games themselves, I feel like there will be companies that release demos, but there's some demos you have to be careful of. So like, for example, the best example I've heard is Zelda. You don't want to release that demo because people like to data mine Nintendo games. So it's just you have to be very, very careful about what you release. But at the same time, I like Stanstorm said, Mario Golf, perfect, because that game comes out with that month. Like it comes out in June.
Yeah, I think the week after.
Right.
So I mean,
that's the perfect setup. But for me, it's like E3 digital has always been the preferred way because I can kind of just float whatever. Because when GameSpot decides they want to get long-winded, I just jump over to IGN or I jump over to The Verge, or I can just kind of go from spot to spot and see what I may have missed. Or if you want to go directly to Nintendo's website, they tend to have all their stuff taken care of. But honestly, I mean, I feel like it'll just be like what we're accustomed to from the digital side of it already. And we may have like some interactive moments, but outside of what we already accustomed to, I don't know what you would do different.
Okay, so I'm looking at my calendar right now. The 12th is on a Saturday, so that's Saturday, Sunday, and Monday.
They're doing it weird at this point.
Yeah, this because usually it's a full week. It's usually that it'll be that. Well, it's supposed to be like that 13th through like the 18th, but what'll happen is EA or Bethesda do something, or Microsoft will do something that Saturday night to try to get a leg up on everybody, and then you go from there. But if it's only going to be those 3 days and it's going to end on the 15th, then I mean,
I feel like we're still going to get events that are not inclusive with E3 because I mean, Microsoft has their own stadium. I'm pretty sure they'll do their own thing, if not with Bethesda, because I mean they're going to do a lot of announcements. I have a feeling they're going to do a lot, but
they need to.
They have to. I mean, this is their year. This is their year to do everything.
And if they don't do so, they're gonna have to do something big for Halo because
all they have to do is release it. Truth be told, all they have to do is release it.
I say that, but my problem was when I was looking at like when they dropped that trailer last time and people was mad about it, talking about look at these PlayStation 2 graphics. I'm like, what PlayStation 2 game look like that? But
it's that new console thing. People want shiny stuff, man. That's
so. I'm like, they're probably gonna have to do something with that. Like, and knowing them, they probably will be, because remember they're trying to do that TV show too on Showtime. So they're probably gonna try to weave that in there. Should have put it on Disney Plus. Weave that in there. Or HBO Max. Weave that in there. So but yeah, I don't know. Bethesda. Can I be honest? I don't care about Bethesda, really.
I don't either. I care less.
I just don't. I mean, hey, good grab for Microsoft. Not lying, but let's be real. Microsoft bought ZeniMax. Microsoft Game Studio did not buy Bethesda Game Studio. Microsoft bought their parent company. ZeniMax owned Bethesda, but Microsoft bought ZeniMax. People got it twisted thinking that the games division bought, but no. No, that's not how that worked.
The moneymaker bought the big platform. Yeah,
that's pretty much what happened. So I'm looking forward to seeing how they run this, because going forward, and I know I talked about this before with Mrs. T about like the movie theater industry, how we got it going now. People aren't going to want to go back to how it was before, with like you have to wait 4 or 5 months to get a movie on, video on demand or something like that. They're going to want it that next month, especially with stuff going how it's going now. Like they ain't going to want that. So now, if you do this E3, understand people going to be like, y'all can do that again this year, next year. Y'all can do that again, what y'all did, because
definitely,
So I don't.
Yeah. I don't know. Now to answer Sandstorm, he said, now that Bethesda's with Microsoft, I doubt they'll have their own. The only reason why I said they will have their own is because they still have games that's coming out on the PS5. That, like, for example, what we're Deathloop that just got pushed back to September. I feel like there's still some things they have to address from that crowd. I think there's some mobile games from the ZeniMax brand that they might have to address as well. So I'm curious. Like, this might be the last year they do it by themselves, but for sure, I think they'll partner with Microsoft next year.
Because they didn't say what they were going to do with all those games. They already have contracts for that they got to finish.
They never did. No, the only things they talked about were the ones we already know that's going to PlayStation exclusively.
Yeah.
So outside of that, the only things we've seen thus far, the older games, they got significant boost on Xbox. Like, they got those FPS boosts. So a lot of those games, like Evil Within, I played it the other day on the 360, is 60 frames now. So they got significant boost on those games. So they're doing their due diligence, being a part of Microsoft.
Yeah, that's good. All right. So next topic up for grabs here, the game preservation issue. The reason why I brought this up is because we have people who've been complaining. Like, I will give Microsoft props for Game Pass because it's smart.
Very much.
It's very smart. But when I think about it logically, they're about the only company that can pull that off. And the reason why I say that is because they actually have the money and the resources to do that. So people be forgetting Nintendo ain't Microsoft. Nintendo is a game company. That's it.
Toys, games.
Yes, that's it. And Love Hotels, but we're not gonna talk about that. But
and now theme parks.
Theme parks.
Yeah.
But we're not gonna talk about that. But they're primarily a game company. They're not a conglomerate. Sony used to be a conglomerate, but they had to sell a lot of stuff
because it all fell off.
Like, so they can't do it either. They really can't do it either. So yes, it's nice having you on, Vicky. So yeah, they can't do that either. So yeah, Microsoft is probably the only company that can really pull this off because it's easy when you only have to go to the third floor to go get somebody from networking to give you an architecture,
right?
That they're not using anymore. It's easier when all you have to do is, okay, look, man, we got to fix Xbox Live. We need something new to freshen up. Hey, man, go to the third floor and ask Norm if they still using that old. It's easier for them to walk down the hall and do that.
Yeah,
Sony and Nintendo can't do that.
Nope.
That's why they were using Amazon. They're using AWS because that's who they needed to outsource it. Microsoft ain't got to outsource jack. They just got to go up a floor. Or down a floor, depending on how they build it set up. But it's much easier to do that. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, Game Pass is a good idea and it does preserve games. But I think for this to work for like everybody, how everybody thinks it needs to work, all of them gonna have to work together because Microsoft already got the blueprint. So it's not going to be hard for Microsoft to say, okay, Nintendo, here's a blueprint for you. Sony, here's a blueprint for you. Now, Sony, they ain't going to do that because they're not going to do that.
They're hard-headed.
Very hard-headed.
Yeah, they're not. Now, Nintendo might be like, hey, thanks, appreciate it.
Yeah.
So Sony's like the DC of the gaming world.
Wow.
Kinda. I mean, kinda. When you think about it, I mean, kinda. But I mean, Sony and Nintendo gonna have to do something anyway because right now they're paying out too much to Amazon, and I think they are gonna go toward. The smart money says they're gonna go toward Azure.
Azure, yep.
Yeah, that's the smart money. And if they do, you're already over there. Just ask them. And I don't think Microsoft's gonna be like, hell no, we ain't doing it for y'all. They ain't gonna do that.
Because honestly, I think because when we were going back and forth earlier on, I think it was this year, if not late last year, when we start seeing Ori come over and Minecraft and all that stuff, and people was like, "Oh well, Nintendo should give Microsoft Mario." And like, I'm pretty sure they're giving the money for Azure, in return for these games. Like, it's kind of like a give and take situation. So Nintendo's probably going to play that ball game eventually. But I do think Nintendo would be the ones that could get away with rehashing these games. So if you want it to be preserved, rebuy it. And they might even go as low as, hey, we're not changing anything. You just buy it on the Switch, and it works.
And people, other thing too that people need to remember. Apple didn't have a good word processor until Microsoft gave them a version that works for Apple.
Correct.
Don't think they won't do that for Sony and Nintendo. They'll do that.
Correct.
Because at the end of the day, they're gonna get money off top.
Yeah,
exactly.
Smart business. Yeah. So I mean, I don't like, even if, let's say, okay, for in a perfect world we have a Game Pass, but of course, PlayStation still calls it PS Now. It's just now better. Nintendo continues with Nintendo Online, and we have Game Pass. Everybody has their exclusive game on there, let's say day and date, and then you have third party. Nintendo's like the only one that wouldn't benefit from that.
Yeah,
because I mean, honestly, third party wise, you don't have much in regards to what you get from Sony and Microsoft. Let me put it like that.
Yeah, and honestly, I think at this point, Nintendo just don't care no more about that because they done proved time and time again that we don't need it, and they
don't need a little raggedy third party game.
They really don't.
Yeah.
They really don't, because you think about most of these third party games, you're across what at this point about 5 or 6 different platforms, and you still barely sell more than their least sold game at sometimes. So they really don't need it. It's just people want it because we still have that group that want one platform to do all. And it's just not going to be possible. It's not going to be possible. It's just not going to happen.
It should have never been like that.
We're in what generation now? Y'all still trying to hold on to that dream? Let it
it's going to die. Just buy everything if you want everything, and that's just what it's going to have to be. Like, as far as what's up?
Like our good buddy Miss K always says, gaming is an expensive hobby.
It is, but people don't want it to be. They want things to be catered, and that's it. Because I've seen, like, the fact that you can get clowned on Twitter for having Game Pass instead of paying $70 for a game has to be the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Yeah. It's like, so you mean to tell me you've never gone out to buy something on Black Friday because it was on sale, but you want to tell me because I may be able to get Game Pass for $1 for 3 months, I'm broke? Instead of giving $70 for a game you probably won't play, you just only putting it up on Twitter to say you purchased it. Yep. Okay, you win that every single time, my friend. Because I'm not going to argue with you.
Yeah, it's like, there's no argument to be had. So I mean, some people just have to pray for them. I tell you, we just have to pray for them.
I'm not wasting time.
But I honestly think though the best way to actually preserve a game is probably like a Game Pass situation.
Would it though? Considering the fact that Game Pass games don't stay up there all the time unless they're exclusive.
No, I'm talking about, like, if you're coming from a Nintendo standpoint, if they had their own version of Game Pass, that's what's gonna help them. Because all of their exclusives will be there.
For sure. Yeah.
All of them.
So now will we run into a situation where we have on PC to where we just have a lot of base platforms that you have to go to, because you got Uplay, you got Origin, you got Steam, you got all these different platforms. So I would like maybe 2 or 3 to kind of carry that, opposed to having 55 different platforms to where I need their exclusives. Like,
that's true. That is true. Like that is getting kind of annoying.
Yeah.
But I liken that to the whole streaming thing, because Netflix and Hulu were killing it. Then Amazon was like, hey, all y'all got Amazon Prime, we're gonna put shows on here.
Yeah.
Then HBO was like, no, then Disney was like, you know what? We just bought Star Wars. We just bought all of Marvel. Money. And then HBO was like, how dare you? we just bought DC.
I think the only reason why I justify those is because regardless if I have my Xbox, PlayStation, Roku, whatever, all those apps are there.
Yeah.
I don't have to go anywhere, because Roku doesn't have anything exclusive. Amazon doesn't have anything exclusive, and neither does HBO. Because it was like at one point in time before Disney Plus showed up, they were saying, oh, Disney was creating their own streaming stick, so that way all their stuff is there. And I was like, please don't do that.
Yeah.
And
thankfully they didn't.
Right. But the one thing I will give Apple credit for is Apple TV, because I think they're not the only ones that do it. There's another company that does it, but it consolidates everything. So you say, okay, I like this show. Okay, well, you can watch this on Hulu, you can watch this on Apple, and you can watch this on this, and you can pick and choose based off of what you subscribe to. So that way, at least they did the groundwork for me. And if you're gonna do this type of thing for all consoles, and let's say Ubisoft gets into it, EA brings the whole EA Play thing, and let's say Rockstar comes up with something, which they have Rockstar Club, but if they bring that, then at least have it to where I don't have to go to that particular app to play this game. I don't that at that point I'm putting it down. I'm not I'm not touching it no more.
Yeah,
I'm done
at that point. And Miss K, you're right. Game Pass is value, and that's honest. That's just being honest.
It is value.
Because I'm gonna tell you right now,
I ain't gonna be honest with you. Honesty, logic. Stop. Yes. We talking about gaming. Stop.
But my thing is, like, the way I use Game Pass, I pretty much use it as a rental service.
Yeah. And then on top of that, if you really, really like the game, want to purchase,
I'll
you
just
get a
buy
discount.
It. Yeah,
you get a discount.
To buy it. So I use it as a rental service. I'm not gonna lie. I don't use GameFly. I use Game Pass.
That's my used GameFly.
Yeah, it's been years.
It's been years. I kept that Tekken. I forgot to send it back. They didn't say nothing to me. I didn't say nothing to them. So it was like,
all right.
There you go. They ain't gonna miss it.
Nah, at all.
All right. So the other thing that happened this week, two things happened this week that I thought was crazy. One of them, we didn't find out until it actually happened. And the other one, people been begging for this for a while, but Streets of Rage 4 got DLC confirmed.
Mm-hmm.
They dropped the trailer for it. .mu dropped the trailer. They're doing the Mr. X Nightmare DLC with 3 new characters and new moves. Estelle is the first character confirmed with the grenades and the police car and all that good stuff. So, all I'm gonna say is I better get Streets of Rage 4 Shiva. That's all I'm gonna say. But I actually like this idea because I actually like Streets of Rage. I thought it was a fun, dope game.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they did a good job with it. Lizard Cube and .mu did a great job, in my opinion, with it. So I'm actually interested in seeing what this is gonna be. They didn't give a date, but they did say it was coming. So I'm guessing probably gonna be sometime around this summer.
Right. I mean, because I was when you mentioned that, I went and I watched the trailer and I realized there was no date, no price, nothing. So I'm like, okay. I was like, I don't know, but I like the fact that Mr. X got tossed in there. That's I like that. So I mean, I went through, beat the game. Me and my kids, we went through and beat the game again. And so I mean, it's a fun game. Very frustrating sometimes, but it's definitely a good, side scroll beat 'em up. I like it.
Yeah, and so I'm actually looking forward to this. And since this is one of those topics that our good buddy Andre would be apropos to talk about, we're probably gonna have to let him have a little bit of talking about it next week when he comes back. But yeah, this is one of those situations where I'm happy, and now I'm looking at Masahiro Sakurai sideways because I want Subspace Emissary.
It's not happening.
I know it ain't.
Stop asking for this.
I know it ain't
happening.
I know it ain't.
Realize the gaming community messed that up.
Yeah, they messed that up.
They screwed that up. That he won't ever do that again. All because people don't know how to just enjoy a game and not post everything that they do.
Yep, and that's why you're not getting Waluigi. If I can't get my Subspace Emissary, you can't get Waluigi. Ha ha. So
the fact that Waluigi doesn't even have his own standalone game, if he pops up in Smash, I'd be surprised. Like they wouldn't even do enough to give him his own game. I mean, Wario's had how many games thus far? Like, he's about 6-7 games.
Yeah.
Waluigi is just like, oh yeah, you're just a centerpiece. Like they're not doing anything with him. I would love to see what they would do with him, but
I'm like,
no.
What are we gonna do? Waluigi's Mansion?
Even then, toss him into Luigi's Mansion. Something like give that man a ghost. He's not doing anything but playing tennis and
golf. He plays golf.
Like that's all he does. It just look creepy. That's I don't know what's the purpose of other than to be the part of Luigi for Wario. I don't. Yeah. Daisy gets more credit than he do.
I know.
And then Rosalina comes out of nowhere in Galaxy and just like, hey, they gave her more.
Yeah, that's true.
Waluigi is he's just comical at this point.
At this point, that's Nintendo's trolling. They're just trolling people with Waluigi.
It's gotta be.
Yeah.
It's gotta
be. Look at this funny character we thought of. What, y'all actually want a game for this? No. No.
At least give it a shot. I mean, at least try the whole Dream Team thing with him and Wario. At least give it a shot.
Yeah, give it a shot. Like it. Yeah. They may. Now, the other thing that happened was Suda51 had a No More Heroes 3 stream. Now, I only saw a little bit of it, but they did drop a trailer. And they did have a hologram of Sylvia introducing stuff, which I thought was actually pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm like, yeah, see, this is the coolness stuff I'll be talking about that I'll be liking. But yeah, it's a pretty cool trailer. We still got to wait all the way to August, so I'm hoping they have some kind of blowout at E3 or give him his own direct. No, do not give Suda51 his own direct. Never mind.
No, I'm saying don't do that.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Not give that man his own direct. You give him his own direct, we're gonna see some weird mess.
Very much so.
Yeah,
just leave it alone.
Yeah, but I like the trailer. And it's actually in English. I know some people was worried about that. It's actually in English with Japanese subtitles, which is kind of weird. But yeah, it worked for me. I thought it was actually pretty decent and interesting. They saw the return of Batgirl. She's back. If you didn't play the No More Heroes game that came out January last year, the one made with the indie studios.
Oh, yeah.
You're not gonna know why she's back, but yes, she is back. It's canon. She's back. So, right. I mean, it's one of those situations. It's gonna be interesting to see. I just hope Shinobu has way more screen time in this game than she's had in previous ones. I love Shinobu. She's like one of my favorite characters in that series.
I'm interested to see how they actually make this work. I mean, because I enjoy No More Heroes and No More Heroes 2. So I mean, I'm very interested to see how this plays out. And it's always been one of those quirky games, but kind of like that type of Yakuza type game, because like Yakuza, you can't take it serious. It's a good game, but it's just a lot of silly stuff in it that'll make you really stop and think, like, what am I playing? Like, why is there a chicken attacking this man? And why is this lobster helping me in this fight from a cell phone? Like, how did he get my number? Like, I'm confused. But yeah, it's one of those things to where I enjoy the silly nature of it. You know, it's not meant to be taken serious by any means. And I mean, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, so hopefully we'll see some more about that. Probably around E3 time, because I think it comes out before TGS. So they're probably not gonna do nothing for it at TGS. But yeah. All right. So last thing I want to talk about, and before we get out of here, is gaming anniversaries, because I didn't know a lot of games had anniversaries this year. It's not just Zelda and Metroid, it's Pokemon, Donkey Kong.
The 40th. That's the one I'm pissed off about. Like, like I hate to don't mean to cut you off, but Donkey Kong is my favorite series of all time. Like, I've beaten every Donkey Kong there is, and that includes Jungle Beat. Yes, I love that game. I had bongos, bought it from the pawn shop. I love that game, but like, for me, I've said it time and time again, they need to take another shot with Donkey Kong 64, or put like this in a 3D nature, because I mean, it's a fantastic 2D game. It really is. But I do feel like it can make that transition into 3D without it being a collectathon like they try to do with Banjo and Conquer and all that stuff. But Donkey Kong needs another shot. And for it to be at 40 years, needs to.
You really did not just do that. You really did not just do that. Okay, I'll bite. Hey, fair girl, what game are you playing, and what are you excited about coming out soon?
I can guess what she's playing.
That is such an awesome question. I am playing The Forest. As much I love The Forest is amazing. I have been spelunking in the caves. I just need to get a rebreather mask because I can't really fully dive under and swim.
Rebreather?
Yeah.
Wow, that is
but I also need to get construct a warm suit to like survive in the cold and whatnot. So I'm making moves. I'm collecting.
What do you feel to get that?
It's a combination of like lizard skins, rabbit skins, and deer skins.
That doesn't match.
I think it's like 1, 2. I think it's like somewhere like maybe rabbit skins, deer skins.
Right.
You have to like have like a certain amount of each. But I have a bunch of rabbit skins and deer. I mean rabbit and lizard, but I don't have any deer. I gotta hunt them.
I love how video games just take random stuff and make it into like something that can't possibly ever work.
Crazy. Because when she said that, I'm like, I haven't seen a single animal. I've just seen those little creepy things that we talked about last time. Like, there should be no animals. They should have left already. It's just, this is crazy. That's a crazy game.
Yes.
Okay, so to make a rebreather, you need a Tyrannosaurus scale, a Xenogorn,
No, you gotta find the mask. Like some of the really good stuff are in the caves. Like we just found a flashlight. I found a chainsaw. There's a katana in there. Like there's all the good stuff. Yeah, all the good stuff are in the caves. You just gotta fight all the monsters in the caves.
Figured that much.
Yeah. So
a katana is there in the cave.
Why is a chainsaw in a cave?
Yeah, I'm confused.
A lot of the other passengers went into the caves. I guess they had whatever they had, but you then go in there and you see their body parts just thrown everywhere, heads, people hanging. I'm like, what? And then you see little pictures that your son drew. I'm like, this is vile.
So
what's going on?
Was Captain America's shield in there too?
Probably in like the third or fourth cave. I'm sure it is.
That was a episode 4 reference. If you don't get that, that was an episode 4 reference.
Yes, and I am excited for the sequel of the Forest, Sons of the Forest.
They're making a part 2.
Yes, because that game's like 7 years old. So like the game Sons of the Forest should be coming out this year. I know with COVID things have been pushed back, so I guess we'll see. But you can see the trailer for it,
right?
And now you get a gun. I'm sure you have to go into a cave to get a gun, but there's a gun.
A deer toenail, a rabbit eye.
This is MacGyver. This is MacGyver stuff. I'm gonna make
a whole bunch of cloth that you got to make a rope out of, and then you can.
MacGyver goes to make a bomb out of a paperclip, some chewing gum wrapper, and a 2-string.
I'd be killing things with my little slingshot I made. I'd be like
a slingshot.
Well, Legend of Zelda. I mean, Legend of Zelda. You know, you can't kill someone with slingshots. I mean,
Legend of Zelda.
I made a bow and arrow.
I mean, Legend of Zelda is known for making the slingshot a deadly weapon.
That's true.
Now listen, those big behind creatures, I'd be like, bloop. You just hit it with a Molotov cocktail first, and then a couple pebbles, and then it's dead.
Yeah, that's all. That's you all day. I'll watch that from afar.
You can stay in the main camp. We have multiple camps. You can stay in the main camp. Stay behind the walls. You'll be safe.
I'll stay in the main camp, the YouTube watch from afar camp. There's no need for me to log in other than to watch you play. I can do all. I give you all the views you need, Vicky. I give you a thumbs up and everything. But as far as turning the game on, it ain't happening. I'm sorry. I don't pay to scare myself. That's just what I don't do. That's insanity.
So, all right. So you said it's called Sons of the Forest.
Yes.
Sons of the Forest.
Okay. So let's see. Okay. Let's see if they got what they say the release date's going to be.
You can share it, can't you?
How? Yeah, I'm looking for it. You already got it, Jack?
Yeah, I got it. It says trailer 2.
Trailer 2. All right, hold on a second. Let me see if I can. There we go. So, people, we're finna.
Looks nicer though.
We're finna have us a little bit of fun here. We're going to do a live trailer thing. Oh, okay. I see. You said Sons of Forest. Okay, trailer 2. That looks like a weird crossbow. So, hold on.
I found crossbow bolts. I need to find a crossbow. I found the bolts for some.
This probably not. This nope, can't do that.
I was about to say if you can pull. Now I've seen on the trailers for StreamYard that you can do like presentations and stuff. So I'm assuming.
I'm finna try this.
Share.
Yep. Yeah. I probably need to do this on my other one, but we're gonna find out in a little bit.
We're gonna find out today.
I know, right? Testing it live.
Find out a little bit. So, people, we will be testing this live. So, bear with me as I do something extremely foolish.
You good?
Yeah. Well.
Outside noise.
Okay. All right. There we go. So, do y'all see it?
Yes.
Okay. So this is
to the side and everything. Okay.
This is a trailer.
Oh, you're in a helicopter now.
Hey, they gave us a GPS. Nice.
Like it looks good.
Yeah. Oh, that's a log cabin.
Log cabin. Yeah. I prefer to build a tree house versus the log cabin. But that's just
makes sense.
What the heck?
I think that's a crossbow, ain't it? Look, he got a gun.
What the?
I'm like, where are you getting the clips from, though? What's he digging for? You got a shovel? Oh, don't go in there. Uh-oh.
What in the world?
You find some wild stuff.
I see. Are they breaking through?
They get stronger and eventually get strong enough to break through. Oh, look, you're wearing a mask. Like, look, it is Breath of the Wild. They won't attack
you. Vicky. Yeah. What did I just watch?
Exciting new game coming out this year.
Vicky, what did I just watch?
All I know is I have single-handedly sold at least 15 copies of the Forest. That company needs to give me a key for Sons of the Forest. Because I will sell just as many, if not more, of the sequel.
You got that.
Yeah. Okay, so small takeaway from said trailer. That would be a hell no for me. And so
it's just a first-person survival. What's going on? All this noise outside.
Got a lot going on outside.
I know, but yeah. But I will say this: it did look good. Like
it looks good.
So it looked great. Like I like the atmosphere. The atmosphere they made it atmospheric. I'll give them that.
At all.
No, they didn't.
Whether these consoles that's out now or PC?
No, they didn't say nothing. I'm looking on their thing. I don't see.
I mean, the Forest is only on PC and PlayStation, so
yeah.
So it might be PS5 and PlayStation.
Probably. According to all of this that I'm reading, they haven't released it yet. What it's coming out on? So they're just saying it's expected to launch in 2021.
So I'm hoping that everything goes fine, and I can play it.
It's like telling me a game's coming out in. It's just like telling me a game's coming out in 3 months and then not tell me where it's coming out.
Nope.
Like if it's coming out this year, I kind of need to know so I can start prepping.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure looking like that is not coming out on PS4 and Xbox One.
No. No. And if they want to maximize their sales, they're gonna have to put it out on multiple places if they want to maximize their sales. So yeah.
Game Pass.
Yep. Yep. But yeah, okay. So the survival horror fans, y'all leave us a comment. Let us know what y'all think about Sons of Anarchy. I mean Sons of Forest. And
I would take Sons of Anarchy anytime because when I saw the mask, I was like, "What is going on right now?"
When I saw that underground layer that had a fully functional 75-inch TV, and
listen, that was some wild experimentation that they must be going on or something. Who knows? I'm gonna go find out though.
Kudos to them for going left.
Yeah,
because I'm so tired of this. Do the same thing route.
Yeah,
kudos to them.
Yeah. And the whole building a log cabin, that looks great until you realize you need like
150 logs.
Yeah, and a surface to air missile, some rocket launchers, maybe a nuke or an atomic weapon. Just a little something to, defend yourself.
Because he was like the same
but
height
doesn't
as the
even
house.
matter. Because there's that one creature, the cow man, he stomps on the ground or he belly flops on the ground and he knocks you down and can kill you that way. And so even if you're inside the house, the vibration of him doing that, you gotta be up and above for him not to knock you down. Otherwise, you gotta look at him and keep jumping every time he stomps so you don't get knocked down. And then there's the cannibals who have Molotov cocktails that throw them at you and set you on fire.
Where are they getting this from? Like they're crafting.
I mean, they're still technically humans, so they're still technically. They start to dodge when you like swing at them. They'll be like, "Whoop!" whoop. I'm like, word.
See, this is why you
It gets
always
smarter
roll.
and smarter.
This is why you always roll with Conan the Barbarian. Conan the Barbarian didn't have these problems with cannibals. Conan the Barbarian killed cannibals.
Now these are
like,
smart cannibals.
It sounds like World War Z a little bit, to where like they're ultra fast, they're kind of smart in a way, but it's just like, yeah, that's nuts.
Well, each day they're getting better and better. So like you still have mixture of like the low level ones, but then you get like higher level ones that are, smarter,
so figure
faster.
out like where they spawn from at all, so that way that day one I can finish this off and just like, hey.
No, you don't know where, but they'll build effigies near your camp, and that brings them there. So you have to find the effigies and knock them down.
So they're that bold, just like.
Oh yeah, you'll be walking, all of a sudden there's like a thing with like a face on it. You're like, what is this? You gotta destroy it to like stop them from rolling up on you.
See, where is Levi Ackerman? Where's Levi Ackerman when you need him? Where's Levi Ackerman from Attack on Titan when you need him? Seriously.
No.
Hey, Shadow, how you doing, man?
Hey.
Greetings.
Okay.
Lots of audio issues, but I'm here.
I see.
Oh, yeah. So are you sold on the Forest? Sons of the Forest? Are you sold on the Shadow?
I have no idea what Sons of the Forest is. Please tell me. What am I missing out on?
We were just talking about that Vicky wants to play.
Yeah. It's survival horror.
Was it? Weren't you streaming that already, Vicky, or no? You were streaming? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. I still got to find my son. I mean, that's the main objective of finding your son. But, like, if you work your character too hard, they can go insane. So you start off with 100% sanity, and the other people I'm playing with, they're all at 100. Why is my character at 20? Like, wait.
That brings back memories of Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem.
Yeah. Brothers cross Eternal Darkness, I guess.
Yeah, because like all of a sudden in my survival book is like my own pages that I have made myself that like have effigies on it and it's like covered in blood. I'm like, what? Because I've gone insane. I don't know what happens if I hit 0, but I'm at 20%. But I never rest. I never sit down. I just keep drinking sodas and I keep going. And I'm driving my guy insane.
Yep. Well, you have to
Are you doing that on purpose?
Level. Right. To play this game, you have to be at that insanity level. You have to.
I didn't realize that's what was happening to my guy. So I had to sit him down and have him listen to music to calm him down.
This is really in-depth.
Okay. Interesting.
So people, just to recap, short recap. If this happened to me and I was a kid, my parents would have been like, he's gone with God because that's God's will. So he's pretty much gone. So that's how that would have went. That's pretty much how that would have went. I would have been on my own.
I can make another one.
There's so many factors to the game because like I'd be starving my guy because I'm like, oh, it's all right. He'll be all right. Hold on. Just hold on. And then, because you got to feed him. You got to hunt and get food and feed him.
So you're being abusive to your own character.
Yeah. The only time like it gets critical is like if you run out of water. If you don't have something to drink, then it's like he can actually.
What happens? Like, say he gets hungry.
If he gets
like health,
his stamina goes down, and then he can't move as fast. And I like to run my guy, which is bad for him all the time. So I have to eventually either sit down or eat something. And, more than just a snack bar. Like, he actually needs, like, food, like a fish or something.
This sounds very in-depth. Now, can we San Andreas this thing and get him lifting weights and get him loafed up so his stamina can build up?
Yes. So you actually have, like, athleticism. So, like, as you're chopping down trees and stuff, that gets your guy stronger. And from running makes him faster. So, like, you have all these stats that you actually build up. So my guy is, like, super strong, super fast than my other people I'm playing with, but my guy's also insane from working him so hard. So I gotta. But like nobody else wants to. I'm like, come on, no, we gotta set the traps. We gotta run. And they're like, Vicky, there's 10 cannibals around you. I'm like, I'll be okay. Wait a minute, I'll just drink a soda, and then I do like Usain Bolt back to the camp. I'm like, we'll be okay. But apparently my guy's not okay.
So you're basically telling me that you just made Carnage from Spider-Man. That's basically what you're just telling me. You just made garbage.
But I might try to play tonight. Come look at my camp, and you'll see how amazing it is. Like, I have corridors with extra doors in between, so if anything breaks through, I have all these traps, rabbit traps, a pond that I can fish in nonstop. Like, it is amazing. I'm set up more traps because, you know, I know they're going to get strong enough to break through the walls. So maybe I'll put up some like stone walls. It ends if I, you know, I need to go into the caves and get more of the story. Find Timmy or whatever happens to Timmy. Timmy might be a cannibal, but
Timmy done going on to glory.
On the glory. And I think there's an actual end boss too, because you can play on peaceful where there's no cannibals, but you still got to fight the end boss.
So. That sounds like my type of game right there. Peaceful. Like,
yeah.
I don't have
Okay. And I was fretting about Monster Hunter Rise. All right, so
who you tell?
It's a 7-year-old game, but it's so amazing.
Oh wow!
Well, I mean, if fans of survival horror, that's probably right up the alley. Like,
right up the alley.
Yeah, that's right up the alley. Yeah, that's. I will say this though. After watching that trailer for the second one, that was interesting.
Yeah, it looks good.
A little weird, but interesting.
A little. That was weird.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm amazed at how many people are still like playing the game, but everybody's very much into it.
Yeah.
What platforms is this one on? Is this one on Steam?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what it says here. So
in the backlog it goes. Jesus.
you convinced
Steam
one.
Steam destroys me.
1 out of 3 ain't bad. 1 out of 3 ain't bad.
I was just watching people play Devour. That's a wild game. Yes. I think you have to do a reverse demonic ritual, and you have to burn goats, and there's like demons chasing after you, and every goat you burn, it gets. I was like, what am I watching? What is y'all playing?
That's a different type of horror. That's
different. I'm like, y'all go too far. I can deal with some cannibals. I am not burning goats because of some demon lady that's crawling backwards after me. No.
The only time I've done that is on Goat Simulator, and it's because you had to.
No. Y'all need to look up that trailer.
Oh no, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
Y'all want to see that?
I'm good. I'm
trying to sleep tonight. All right.
I'm good. Yeah. I'm.
Magnum Malo's already hunting my dreams. I don't need.
Yeah. Yeah. I got a date with Tetradon. I don't need nothing else to mess with me. So yeah, I'm good on that. In that regard. So Shadow, anything you want to talk about before we jump out?
No, other than I plan on looking forward to actually playing the patch version of Outriders now, since the cross-platform stuff is actually up and working.
Oh, so, they fixed it?
Yeah, they let out the patch yesterday, so I can finally play with my son, so we can play on different platforms. And
I'll jump on that this weekend. Then I'll jump on that next weekend.
Time, man. I got time.
I got like 5 games in a rotation right now. I mean, and that's one of them. So.
I want to test it with both PC and Xbox Series X and see how that works across with PS5. See how that goes.
So did the demo stuff carry over, or do you have to start over?
Demo stuff does carry over.
It does carry over.
Yeah. The only thing
you don't really need anything. You're going to be so leveled higher than that so quick.
Gotcha.
So because the only thing that they let me do last weekend was see my character.
Yeah.
And then it just like kicked me out.
So like in the demo, the highest level weapons I could get was around maybe I think one was 9 and one was 13, and my son already had weapons that were like level 35 and above within like maybe a day or so of him playing. So
wow,
yeah, you can get up there pretty quick.
I saw that some of the bosses were kind of like, I guess certain things were broken, but apparently the patch was supposed to fix it.
Yeah, he didn't see any issues playing. He was playing solo, and he was only playing on PS5, so he didn't have any issues so far. All the complaints I've been seeing has been mostly for multiplayer, but
yeah. Because they were saying like I guess one boss they were fighting at the time, anytime you would take down a bar of her health, the game would freeze. But
Oh,
if you do
wow.
it solo, then it wouldn't freeze. But
Yeah.
she's so much of a bullet sponge, you kind of need, you know, a team to take her down.
Anyway, yeah. So you
Right.
try to get that help and then you freeze the game. Yeah.
Right.
I hope that isn't an issue on Xbox. I guess I'll find out pretty soon. So
Well, the guy I saw that went through it was Kid Smooth, and you know he only do Xbox.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Kid Smooth is an Xbox guy. I found out today. So
oh yeah, I saw that on Twitter.
Yeah, he's truly dedicated, and I'm like, okay, there's wins and losses there, but you have to acknowledge reality at some point.
Right.
But other than that, no, I don't really have anything. Possibly Friday, I may have a intimate discussion about Nintendo Switch hardware, possibly, if this person comes through. So I'll if you guys want to watch that one Friday, it's probably going to be around maybe 6 or 7 o'clock on Friday. So just kind of stand by Eastern Standard Time, and I'll see what happens there, and then we'll have a little chill discussion and go from there. But so yeah, Switch Pro, and you know why people like the Switch to begin with. I guess that's how the conversation kind of started. And I'm like, why would somebody say they like weak hardware? Like that's not a reason to like the Switch. You like the Switch because you want to play Switch games, I guess. But yeah, we'll more to follow on that one. It'll be coming forward. But other than that, just playing games to have fun and not to impress other people.
Okay,
for me.
Cool. Jack.
I tried to get footage of It Takes Two, but between the PS5, Streamlabs, and Discord, it just didn't want to play with each other. It just didn't want to. So literally, I have footage, but you can't hear anything other than the game. So I don't know, but I'm having fun nonetheless. I mean, me and my cousin are playing, and we're having a blast playing that game.
Yeah. No, Streamlabs has been acting up. I've usually have to like uninstall all your audio stuff and then redo it and flip it around and like go from default, then go back and then go back again. You gotta play with it a little bit. Yeah. So OBS has been acting up too. So
yeah, I've been thinking about reverting back to OBS and then just having OBS feed as a source into Streamlabs, just upload that way. Because then now you don't have to worry about any of the mixing or anything. Streamlabs is literally just uploading and go from there. But that requires more than one machine. So, and not everybody has it. So it's kind of a weird, you shouldn't have to do that. But apparently the professional streamers are doing that already anyway. They got like 3 computers and they don't tell you. So I already made a video on that, and it's kind of gross. You got people, they're telling you can use your cell phone to stream, and then when you try to use the app that they tell you, the video quality is like 10 times worse than what you're looking at right now. And I'm like, why are you making these videos with over almost 1 million views, pimping people and telling them that they can do the same thing that you're doing? It's gross, man. These guys have Blackmagic cameras that are $14,000. Like,
I've seen those videos. It's like, hey, do this all with a camera light in your phone. Like, no, you have a Sony camera behind that. Just cut it out. Like,
it's kind of messed up, man. But it's a couple of other videos like that too. I'll probably end up highlighting because it's just horrible how they do that, and then they sell you this dream. So you get in here and you start streaming, and you just become one of the people that actually feeds their revenue because you're streaming and not really getting anything back. But all the activity is going to YouTube so they can go and pay the top streamer. So it's horrible. Then you go buy all these tools that you never really need, and man, nope.
Yeah, I do use OBS primarily for my streaming.
Yeah, OBS is free
because I couldn't get Discord to I did the connections, and I could hear my cousin, but she couldn't hear me. And then that audio wasn't coming through Streamlabs. It was just a whole thing. Mind you, this was like my first time trying to do chat through Discord other than what we did with the whole Game Awards thing. But I wasn't the host for that. So me being the host for this and creating a room, and it was just a mess to the point where I was like, forget it, we'll just play the game.
Yeah, it's a multi-machine ordeal, and they don't tell you. They don't want to tell you that's what it is, but that's how they get it working the way.
No, I can get it working. Just hit me up. I'll walk you through it. There's steps. I'll walk you through it.
Gotcha.
Because I can do it with just my laptop. So
I'm gonna have to hit you up because honestly, I wanted to because we have a lot of banter. Even though it's the parents that's getting a divorce, you would think me and my cousin was getting one. The way we kind of like take on the characters and just fight back and forth behind it. But yeah. I really wanted to do that.
All right, cool. Vicky, anything else you want to say besides Force?
No, you
sounds like a good game.
It is an amazing game, but no, really, I'm just streaming over on Twitch, Fangirl Review, on Facebook Gaming, Fangirl Review, and that's about it. Enjoying the stream life.
Yep. So, I'm gonna have a couple of gaming videos over on the gaming channel for Tales of Cold Steel 4, the intro of that. I'm going to show a couple of hunts from Monster Hunter Rise. I am not as soon as I get to the rampage, I promise you, y'all will see me die gloriously. I promise you that. It's gonna be a glorious death. It's gonna be amazingly glorious when I die. So
record the Apex one. That's what I want you to
Wait, did you talk about Pac-Man 99?
Oh,
I forgot about Pac-Man 99.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Yeah, because I hadn't done it yet. Yeah,
I haven't played it yet, but I'm gonna try it.
I'm gonna, what? I think I'm gonna do that. I'll probably do a game cap of that and put that up too. So, y'all probably see that next week sometime too. So, yeah. And also, don't forget to check out the live stream that me, Vicky, and Mrs. T did this morning for Falcon and the Winter Soldier, aka Wakanda Forever, episode 4. Check that out. We're gonna be reviewing that as well as all the other stuff when they come out. So just let y'all know. Other than that, thank you all for joining. Thank you all for commenting, especially you, Vicky.
Of course.
And commented at the show. Commented her way on to the show.
So, and we'll see you guys all next Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Peace out.
Peace.